Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter number 2, Text number 44. Sakam Vihayasam Vipro Mahapurusha Kinkarai Haimam Vimanam Aruhya Jajao Jatra Chija Pati Saha Vihashaya Vipro Shakam Vihayasha Vipro Mahapurusha Kinkarai Mahapurusha Kinkarai Haiman Vimana Marudya Haiman Virana Maruhya Yaja Yatra Shi Jakpati Yaja Yatra Shi Jakpati Sakam Viharasya Vipro Mahapurusha Kirkanai Haimam Vimana Maruhya Jaja Yatra Shri Akpati. Bravos. Thank you. Sakam along. Vihasya Vihayasya by the path in the sky or the airways. Vipra the Brahmana Ajamil Mahapurusha Kinkarai with the order carries of Lord Vishnu. Haimam made of gold. Vimanam, an airplane. Aruhya, boarding. Yayau, went. Yatra, where. Shija, Shijapati, Lord Vishnu, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Translation. Accompanied by the order, carriage of Lord Vishnu, Ajamil boarded an airplane made of gold. Passing through the airways, he went directly to the abode of Lord Vishnu, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Purport by His Divine Grace S.B.6.2.44 Swami Prabhupada. For many years, material scientists have tried to go to the moon, but they are still unable to go there. However, the spiritual airplanes from the spiritual planets can take one back home, back to Godhead, in a second. The speed of such spiritual plane can only be imagined. Spirit is thinner than the mind, and everyone has experience of how swiftly the mind travels from one place to another. Therefore, one can imagine the swiftness of the spiritual form by comparing it to the speed of the mind. In less than even a moment, a perfect devotee can return home, back to Godhead immediately after giving up his material body. Translation one more time. Accompanied by the order carriage of Lord Vishnu, Ajamil boarded an airplane made of gold. Passing through the airways, he went directly to the abode of Lord Vishnu, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Namo Vishnu Pada Krishna Preshta Bhutale Shimate Jai Pataka Maharaj. Nitai Krishna Gora Kata Damadana Gargaramatari. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshta Bhutale Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Gaura Pajamini Vishesha Shunyavadi Prasatya Deshtari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, I mean, the story of Ajamil was very inspiring for many generations of Vaishnavas and devotees. The way how he was delivered by the Vishnu Dutas, the way how he went through his life, through his purifications, through his trip is something what actually can inspire each and every one of us. See, in the Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga is specific time, specific kind of yuga, which you don't have so many opportunities, we don't have so much chances surrendering to God. In all other yugas, basically you have religious rules and regulations. We have caste system in function, in place. It's very easy to recognize somebody's advanced level. It's very easy even to know what is the right path. There is no delusion with many religions. There is no delusion of many different paths and many different ways. And the road itself is a little bit more tough and there are more austerities, but you know what you're supposed to do to be able to go back to Godness. In the Kali Yuga is a little bit different because you have many different paths. We have many different religions. And even now, those days, it's not that all religions are really going back to God yet. Some of them, they're taking you to the higher planets. Somewhere, they're taking you even to the lower levels. If, we not even call them religious, we call them sectas, or different kinds of names. So in all this ocean of different opportunities, it's not easy to find the right one. But once we find the right path, then it's not easy to follow it, because there are many obstacles in the Kali Yuga. And one of the biggest obstacles we are calling a modern civilization. The modern civilization, what does it mean? That means, a lot of TV, a lot of screens, a lot of different chances to enjoy, to learn different things, sometimes important, sometimes non-important things in our life. And that's why we have a lot of obstacles on the way. But generally, the way in Kali Yuga is very short. It's very short and sweet. Who surrenders? Whoever surrendered to the Bhakti Yoga, there is one tool which we have to know, and that's the holy name. And there is only one path which we have to follow, and that's trying every day to improve our chanting. And we have to read every day, we have to follow the regulative principles, and we are on the good way to have the similar destiny like Ajamil has, basically to go back to Godhead. It sounds very simple. When Srila Prabhupada came to the West and presented the philosophy, Bhakti Yoga, the philosophy of Vaishnavism, it was wonderful. Wow, we just have to follow the 4 different regulations, we have to chant, and that's it. It's perfect. And it is that simple. It is perfect, but it doesn't mean it's that easy. Simple it is, but it's not that easy. That means a lot of surrendering. That means a lot of different austerities in the way. Now, many times I hear even in Mayapur that sometimes devotees, they have difficulties accepting each other, tolerating each other, accepting different kind of personalities around, and that hurts relationships sometimes. But the point is that we need to develop the gratitude as one of the main principles in our spiritual life to be able to advance. Gratitude is very important, and gratitude is something that we really have to take as a part of our path, because it's non-imaginable. It's only way basically how we can avoid Vaishnava parad. When you have many devotees, when you have many advanced souls around you, such we have in Mayapur Dham, for example, or any other place where Vaishnavas are living together, if we don't develop the gratitude that we are so fortunate that we are surrounded by so many amazing personalities, we are so fortunate that we are surrounded by so many souls. I mean, each and every person here is chosen. Each and every person got special mercy from Krishna, got a ticket, ticket which can lead towards back to Godhead. But it's up to us actually, are we going to accept it or not? And in all other dhams, there's also another different things how we can do aparads on the holy dhams and different kind. But Mayapur is a more merciful place actually, and the main aparad here is actually Vaishnava aparad. Aparad or offense towards another Vaishnava. So that's why, we have to be it's very important thing that we develop the attitude of gratitude, basically to be grateful to meet any Vaishnava during the day and to spend time with any Vaishnava during the day. Srila Prabhupada was an ideal example of that. The other day we were discussing about how amazing was actually his return from America when he went and he came back the first time. Then, some of his brothers, God brothers, they came to visit him. And, many God brothers was giving him a little bit hard time before he was going and during his traveling to America. But when he came back, actually, he was very merciful. He was so nice with them. I mean, sometimes even Srila Prabhupada was using some words such as rascal or something like that, but those words were not really the way how we are using those words sometimes. Wow, rascal. Idiot. No, Srila Prabhupada always, when he was using him in harsh words, they were not done in the harsh mood. It's not about which words we are using, it's about which kind of consciousness we have when we are using those words. So it doesn't mean that we have to repeat what Srila Prabhupada was doing, because he was doing it on a much higher level. But he was always respecting and appreciating, his God brothers and whatever his spiritual master did for him in his life. He was always pointing that out. So from that point of view, it's very important to, to respect what we have and whom we have around us. Now here, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that spirit of airplanes, they are much more advanced than material airplanes. There was a couple of occasions that Srila Prabhupada mentioned that basically the man never went on moon. It's contradictory, right? We have some video shots over there, so there were so many conspiracy theories, and I will not go into those theories now today. I just want to mention that even if they did it, even if they're going to do sometime, in this yuga or next yuga, or I don't know when, there's not going to be so advanced like how much is advanced way back to Godhead. Why? Because it doesn't depend on people, on human beings. You know, if we take things right, actually, if we take the right consciousness, and that was pointed many times in the spiritual, in the Shastras, is actually that we are in some kind of the prison. We need to have that consciousness all the time. You know, material world is like a prison. First of all, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not physically present with us. It is present in different forms and at different levels, and whoever is more advanced, he can feel that presence even on the physical way. But generally, we cannot see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can see the Archamurti, for example, we can see the deities, you know, we can meditate on Vishnu, on Garbhodakashai Vishnu, Kshirodakashai Vishnu, but basically we cannot see Lord face to face until we don't reach a level of bhakti, a level of pure devotional service. So that's why for us it's very, very important to have the proper meditation, to have the proper mind setup. That's why we have, you know, there's some advanced planets, the higher planets where Shastras are actually quite small books. You know, even some other universes, you know, where Brahma has more heads and everything. You know, Shastras are, you know, literally in a couple of verses. But for us, this is ideal. It's accommodated on one bigger package. Why? Because we need to go more. We need more to understand. We need more to click. We need more to be able to visualize, to put ourselves in the right mood, in the right spirit, in the right consciousness. We are thinking when we are going in, you know, deeply into reading, into meditation, that actually Krishna is coming to us, and it's true. But in the same time, we are actually moving towards them. And this is not the Krishna's journey, it's actually my journey. I have to go through different levels, and those levels are very much connected with my character, and if I don't get a special mercy from Krishna, I will not succeed in that. And that's why I have to invite Krishna in my life. That's why we need all these different tools to be able to proceed. What is happening on the end of that road? It's very beautiful. Vishnu Dutas are coming. We are leaving our material body behind because we cannot take it with us, right? And, you know, the beautiful golden airplane is coming, and Vishnu Dutas are welcoming us. Please sit down, tighten your belt. We're going to go very fast. You know, you cannot, I mean, here Srila Prabhupada mentioned in purport that you can just imagine. But for me, it's hard to imagine even that speed. I mean, you can imagine in a second, you're just back in spiritual world. In 1 second. This is, I don't think we can imagine that really. We can smile, you know, we can hope, we can pray, we can have a feeling, that warm feeling of Krishna is really taking care about us, but it's very hard to imagine that. I mean, if just 60, 70 years ago, 100 years ago, somebody told somebody in America, okay, you know, in 11 hours you could be in Europe, or imagine that. In that time, it was very hard to imagine that kind of trip because there were no airplanes or anything. There were just boats. You know, many immigrants from Italy, they were going to America. They spent a couple of months on the boat just to reach American coast. And then somebody came, you know, the Wright brothers, you know, and they're telling, imagine you just go in a couple of hours, you're bam, you're the other continent. But now, you know, the Shastra, the scriptures, written at least 5,000 years ago, according to modern scientists, but actually it's much, much more. They're telling that there is the golden plane, which can take you in a second back to the spiritual world. And now if we know the concept, and we're supposed to know if we stay in Mayapur, because TOVP is coming, right? Temple of Vedic Planetarium, and we're going to have the whole right concept of universe, of material world, and spiritual world, and different planets and everything. So since we're going to have a lot of tourists, visitors, pilgrims coming here, we need to know that very well. And that's why we need to have knowledge about the whole, you know, material world and spiritual world connection, different levels of universes and everything. You know, and in that, we know that Earth is just one small, teeny-weeny planet in one very small universe. Our Brahma has only 4 heads, and you have another universes with Brahma that has many more heads, and you know, they're more advanced even. But our universe advantage is that Brahma is devotee, actually. So that universe is one of many, many universes, and those many universes also, they create, they're just basically like a bubbles, like many, many different bubbles in the material sky. So you can imagine how small is that, and how that our traveling from one place to another is actually nothing. It's like a drop in the ocean. You can do it in a milliseconds if you go the speed of mind. And now we have shastras which are written far, far before material civilization advanced to even make the first plane, telling that they are the golden planes. Then you can travel even faster than the speed of mind. So it's very hard when you check the modern psychology. It's very hard that people from 5,000–6,000 years ago, they could have such advanced meditation to think in that regard, to think on such a way, unless they didn't have realization and unless they don't know the truth. So this is one more proof, actually, that everything what is written in the Shastra, that everything what we are following is actually truth, it's fact. And it's given to us by advanced souls who got realizations, who are from that world, basically. And for us, it's maybe sometimes hard to believe, because this is only what we can do, we can believe. We can have some small realizations here and there, and each and every devotee which I met in my life had some mystical, secret realization, even saw the glimpse of Krishna, or got some special gift sometime, or he had some beautiful dream, or he had some touch of destiny that he's still just keep going on this path. But actually we need to look for advanced souls who has realizations, who are coming from them. And how we are advancing in Kali Yuga, it's more and more rare actually to find those kind of souls, pure devotees. So that's why, that's another reason why we are very grateful when we are sitting in Mayapur and we have so many advanced devotees. They're coming and staying here and visiting us and spending time with us. And basically, we need to take shelter, and we need to be very humble, and we need to feel gratitude. And I'm not talking just about sannyasis, about gurus. I'm talking about all devotees staying here. So, very important thing, what happened with Ajamil, for example, is that he lifted his consciousness. The best way to lift consciousness up is actually to make certain decisions. Now, that's actually one of the biggest secrets of Bhakti Yoga, is actually how to make the right decisions, how to go in the right direction with determination, and how to achieve, that right mood. Making the right decision means that we should recognize what we are doing good, what we are doing bad, what we can do better, and how much is our capacity. And that's very important part of us, that's the honesty. We have to be very honest with us. Sometimes I see myself also sometimes that, I'm presenting myself to somebody else like that I'm somebody or something that I'm not actually, really. And that's not honest thing. Honest thing is actually that we have to be very honest with anybody. With our friend, with devotee that we met first time, with our spiritual master, with our family. Only if we are honest, then we can think about advancement. Why? Because devotees around us can help us. Devotees around us can give us the right advice. Devotees around us can actually uplift our consciousness higher. It's very hard if we try to do everything ourselves. Okay, let me a little bit pretend that I'm somebody else, and let them think that I'm something else, and then gradually I will come to that level. No problem. It's okay. It's a process. It will take me maybe 1 week, a few weeks, okay, maybe 1 year. But then after 1 year we figure out, oh, I'm going deeper now. What's going on? Okay, let me cheat in 1 more year, and then I will come back in the right consciousness. I will really try hard this year, that nobody finds out that I'm breaking principles, or that I'm doing this and that, and I'm struggling with certain things in my life, or that I want to get married, or that, And then we are going deeper and deeper in dishonesty. And we have a problem. And we are creating from small problem from beginning that anybody could help us. Actually, we're creating the big, serious problem. Problem can affect our consciousness, problem that possibly even can help us to do the worst thing can happen to us is actually to be born again next life. And we don't know where and when and how we're going to get, be born again. We don't know what we're going to be next life. Is there anybody in this room who knows what he's going to be next life? Is he going to be a human being, even? Or is he going to be born as devotee, a devotional family? Or is he going to meet devotees at all? No. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing. Nobody is guaranteeing that we're going to have second chance. We got chance in this life. We have it. And it's up to us, are we going to use it or not? Now, all of us, we have experienced that sometimes we got some chance in the life and we didn't take it. And after that, we figure out that we missed the chance. What is the feeling? It's a very bad feeling. It's a disappointment, Even if you take 5 chances and you did it, you do the right things in the life, if you miss one chance, you will think just about that moment. Oh, I miss it. The businessmen, the Vaishyas, they're going to miss a big chance to make big money. The Kshatriyas, they're going to miss a big battle. The Shudras, they're going to miss a good opportunity to make some from 5 rupees, 7 rupees a day. The Brahmanas, they're going to miss some good yagya, some really auspicious time and moment and place, where some big king will do some big sacrifice and he will not take part of that. And then it will bug our mind all the time. But you can imagine we got a ticket now in this life actually to sit on the same place where Ajahn was sitting. And it's not just story, it's a fact. That golden plane is there and waiting for us. And if we miss it, we're going to have a very, very bad feeling next life, actually. The fact is that devotee should not think, his main mission should not be, I want to go back to the spiritual world. It's mentioned already a few times, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that actually devotee's attitude has to be that I want to serve Krishna wherever he wants me to serve him. It doesn't matter where, as long as I remember Krishna. If I remember Krishna, I can go any place, anywhere, and Krishna will be with me, so I'm basically in the spiritual world. But, there is always but. That's a very advanced level, very high level. You have such advanced souls that they can go in the hellish planets even to do some special mission, special task, and they will not be, they will not come into influence of Maya, because they are very spiritually strong. Unfortunately, I don't know about you, but I don't feel myself that I'm that spiritually strong, even not a small drop of it. So for us, it's very good to hear this kind of story, that there is a hope for us to go out of this prison. That there is one golden plane waiting for us, and there are Vishnudutas also there. Yamadutas and Vishnudutas, they're waiting now. It's like, okay, he has 20 years more, he has 30 years more, let's see what will happen. They're both ready. Both crews are ready. Now it depends on us, which crew will come to pick it up. And which kind of plane. I was reading one time, so there was one Christian book, and there was written completely opposite thing that actually plane taking us to the hellish planets, to the hell, is also very fast. It's black, it's very dirty, but it's very fast. Also very fast. So which kind of tickets we are booking, what will be our next destination, depends only on us, on our consciousness. And very important thing that we know that whatever is happening in our life, any obstacle, any success, any discomfort, anything, even that we are now, right now in Mayapur, in this very same room, we made that somehow. We deserved it. It's our karma. It's our desires. It's not that somebody else got involved and did something and I'm completely innocent, That man just came to me and did this and that, or that lady, and I was innocent. I didn't do anything. I'm sorry, that's illusion. Somehow we deserve it. So that's why it's very important if we want to develop relationships with Vaishnavas is that we need to know that actually it's us. Whatever is happening is just a mirror of our consciousness and our desires. It's nobody's fault, it's my fault. And I have to do introspection to see where I'm wrong, where I'm making mistakes, and what I have to do to fix it. Or if something good is happening, I should develop habit to continue having the same things in my life. I wish you all to have that day very soon, to see that golden plane, and to see Vishnudutas to come to pick you up, and to have that same smile on the face, and to see Krishna in a second, right? And to see material world as one very small spot on the ground. Who can tell us what is the shape of that spot on the ground? Come on, all of you knows. Yes, the footprint of the cow. It will be so small, just in front of us, and we're going to figure out, wow, it's actually small, it's so innocent, it's nothing. But yes, we were stuck inside for a very long time because we wanted. It's not Krishna's fault, it's nobody's fault, it's my fault. I wanted that. I was curious, or there was another reason why that happened, but somehow we stuck here, and somehow when we came out, we will never go back again. Never ever. It's promise. So that's why, please, that ticket that we got, that we are somehow connected in devotional service, that we got a special mercy that we are still in Chaitanya Lila. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just 500 years ago here, in very same place. He was walking this path many times with his friends and family. And that we are surrounded by Vaishnavas, so many amazing souls, so many amazing devotees. That's something very, very special. And please try to use that ticket. Please try to use that ticket. Please try to be very grateful and very humble and to develop nice relationships. This is the best way to advance in Holy Dham and to achieve the perfection in the life. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. If you have any questions or any comments? Again, I'm sorry, I was not so prepared for today because actually I was having preparation for tomorrow, but I just tried to improvise. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, as you told that in upper planetary systems, their scriptures are more smaller than here. But I have heard that Lord Shiva is reciting Bhagavatam that has 10 million slokas. It's much bigger than here.
Right. I also heard a couple of informations. I'm not really expert in that area. I know that maybe we can ask some of much more advanced devotees in the room. I mean, we have great opportunity to have Janivas Prabhu, Pangajangi Prabhu, Krishna Kshetra Maharaj is here, who is one of our best scholars in ISKCON. So I would like to hear those informations about different size of different scriptures on different planetary systems, and you know, in where is Srimad Bhagavatam bigger and where is the smaller, and Bhagavad Gita also, where is the bigger and smaller. Do we have some facts about that maybe we can share with devotees here? Maharaj, please.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I'm sorry for putting you on that.
If I come to one of those places, if I miss that golden airplane and end up on some other planet where they have such scripture, then I can let you know. But, you know, this is one of those I have heard, and I don't know if it's from from Jiva Goswami, but that on Brahmaloka, actually the Puranic literature is much more than we have here. I like your point that it's very short, because that makes the point that's all you need, in those places. But that just came to my mind. Maybe someone else can confirm that. That's all I can.
Right. Actually, what I was thinking is that I heard that in another yugas that there are less verses, and then
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it sounds
so,
right. Whether it's sounds good.
Right, right. Yes, please.
In the pastimes of Narada Muni, speaking to the sons of Dakshas, the Haryashvas, he only gave one verse, and it was an incredibly enigmatic verse. There is a hole that, going in, that once a man disappears in this hole, you'll never see him again, and there's it was a very enigmatic verse, but he spoke one verse to those Haryashvas, the sons of Dakshas, who were highly qualified brahmanas. And they understood the entire Vedic literature from that, and they went off and they became Paramahamsas. So just from one verse, they understood the whole path. So sometimes very short instructions, if it's received by somebody who's incredibly qualified, is sufficient.
Yes. I remember that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for example, he was calling Nityananda Prabhu and Srila Haridas Thakur. There is the famous verse, Shuno Shuno Nityananda, Shuno Haridas. He sent them from house to house, from home to home. Here, it was Navadvip town, in that time, 500 years ago. And he mentioned that actually they have to remind all people that they have to follow only 3 things to be able to have perfection in their lives. So one thing is that they should not be poisoned with anything else. Basically, they should not speak anything else by glories of the Lord. And the second thing is actually that they have to chant the Lord's holy names. And the third thing, can somebody remind me what was the third thing? Yes? Instruction, right. Follow the instruction. Follow the instruction of scriptures and follow instruction of the spiritual master. So it was only those 3 things are enough basically to advance in the spiritual knowledge. Now, definitely it's not that easy, but in the same time, if we stay in the holy place and wherever we follow, that's the holy place. It doesn't matter where we are on the planet in one moment. So we need just to follow those 3 regulations, and we're going to have perfection of our life, and we're going to achieve the levels which we desire to achieve in this life. Okay, thank you. Any more questions? Why I put more focus on relationships, because I'm also a little bit involved in community here, and I heard yesterday some stories of very bad behavior between Vaishnavas. So I think it would be nice that we really become a little bit more serious and a little bit more awakened regarding relationships, to be a little bit more careful about how we are coming together, along together with the Vaishnavas. One thing is living with the karmis, but the other thing is living with devotees who are, trying to do something and who are surrendering to this devotional service. So we have to be very conscious about it, and I think the gratefulness, because we discussed last night, the gratefulness, if we develop that attitude in our heart, then we cannot come to trap to speak bad about another devotees. That's a very important thing, and that can spoil so many things, not just consciousness, but consciousness are going into waves. So even if we are in the bad mood, in the negative energy, we are spreading that around us. So even if we don't discuss with another Vaishnavas, they will feel affected about it. So that's why, you know, it's very important. If we develop the proper relationships, the proper attitude, then everybody will have benefit around us, and we're going to have benefit of that as well. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna.